to the Breakthrough Show. It's Shirley and Jessica. Yes, we love y'all. Start your day the joyful way. It's your weekday morning talk show inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes. And now here's your host, the Queen of Joy herself, Jessica Dugas. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I hope you are doing well today. It is Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and you're watching Project Joy Live. Maybe you're listening as well. Whatever you're doing, however you're here, I'm glad you're here. It has been an interesting morning for me this morning, and the timing of our topic today is timely. It's timely. It's a good thing. We're going to be talking a little bit about one of my favorite tools when we're in the midst of a challenge, when we're feeling the frustration, when we're having a difficult time finding the joy in a certain circumstance, or person or whatever. One of my favorite tools is asking questions, and we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today, so let's do this quick pace and get our joy on this morning. I want to talk to you about, first, I had a friend come over yesterday. My friend Siobhan came over and showed me how to make sea moss. So really excited about that. It's on my counter. I'm going to be processing it real soon. So excited to dig into that because, listen, I'm all for the businesses and stuff that make them, but it can get a little expensive, a little pricey when there are 7 of you that want to be using it. I'm learning how to do that, and she came over and showed me how to do that yesterday, so I'm excited. Also excited, we're going to be going for a walk this week at some point, which will be really nice too, to just get out and get some fresh air and be at the beach. Hello, there's nothing better than that, in my opinion. So I want to talk to you about a couple national days today. It's National Chai Day, which is like my favorite kind of tea. I love the cinnamon and nutmeg, and I just love chai tea so much. But it's National Chai Day. Let me know if you like chai. It celebrates the strong, satisfying tea that is ordered at cafes across the country, and this beverage dates back nearly 5,000 years. So the traditional chai is steeped with black tea leaves. You add whole milk. And it says some prefer even almond and coconut milk. I drink mine with coconut milk. And the most common spice in chai is cardamom. But the blends vary from place to place. Other spices, including cinnamon, nutmeg, pepper, and fennel. And then sweeten the tea for sure. I love chai so much. One of my favorite things. For you New Yorkers out there, it's Happy New York Day to you. It's National New York Day. And I love that. So there's different days for each state. Today honors the Empire State. So if you're in New York, Happy New York Day to you. It is also National Pecan Cookie Day. Listen, I love pecans. Apparently pecan is an Algonquin word. I don't know how to say that, meaning a nut requiring a stone to crack. It's a member of the hickory family and is native to the central and southern United States. There used to be pecan trees everywhere where we lived down south, and it was cool to see. But there's lots of different kinds of pecan cookies out there. I was reading about oatmeal raisin pecan cookies. I've never had oatmeal raisin cookies with pecans in them, but it sounds like it might be a delicious thing to try. So let me know if you'll be celebrating with a pecan cookie today. On the world level, my friend Daria, I was talking to her this morning. By the way, she's going to be on the Breakthrough Show representing Germany in 2 Fridays. This week, Tamia Montessori is going to be representing Hungary. at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern time on Friday. And then Daria will be the following week representing Germany. But she told me that it was International Day of Peace. And so sure enough, it was under my international days, and love that. The International Day of Peace on September 21st urges humanity to set aside its differences and commit to making peace. Also known as Peace Day, the observance is designed to bring the world together. It's no secret that we are living in turbulent times. Although World War II ended several decades ago, there has been an ongoing threat of war throughout the world. Many countries face armed conflicts daily. So I love that we are to encourage peace today. And it says that people throughout the world, from large cities to tiny villages, celebrate International Peace Day. Every year, the world observes a minute of peace and silence at noon in each time zone. So I love that. When it's noon at your time zone, 12 p.m., take a moment of silence to create a peace wave around the world. I just love that. It's so beautiful. So to think about how many have already participated in this 1 minute of peace, I just love that so much. So make sure you do that at noon your time, wherever you are in the world. And I say, if it's past noon wherever you are in the world right now, then there's no harm in doing a moment of silence for peace at any time, right? So I love that. It's also World Alzheimer's Day and World Gratitude Day. World Gratitude Day on September 21st brings the entire globe together in a day of thankfulness. The celebration joins individuals, nations, and organizations sharing their gratitude in various ways. You might wonder why we need a World Gratitude Day. Isn't that what Thanksgiving is for? However, not every country celebrates Thanksgiving. Besides the US and Canada, there are only a handful of countries that have an official Day of Thanks. The observance gives every person in every country a chance to think about what they are grateful for. So I love that. World Gratitude Day. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you are grateful for today. Let's check in with our comments section. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. It is Divine DNA Day tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch the replay of the Royal Council talking about sex in relationships. So make sure you check that out here on the Breakthrough Show Network. Yes, very excited. I'm assuming you're talking about the CMOS. Very excited about learning about the CMOS for sure. I know it's getting a little bit dark here, you guys. My light needs to be plugged in, and so sorry about that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk a little bit about questions and how asking questions is a great way to experience joy, or at least get us back on the path to joy or joyfulness when we may be challenged to do so. So we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up right after the break. Don't go anywhere. Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com. Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. And it's a rainy day here in Mystic, Connecticut. I typically go outside first thing in the morning with my cup of whatever I'm drinking and do the poem early with Dorothy's group. But today it was raining, so I did my poem down here. And maybe that's part of my, I need to go outside anyway. I'm going to put my little poncho on. I'm going to put my poncho on and go outside. Because I tend to be a person that I thrive on routine. I don't like to be put in a box. See, the key with me is it has to be a routine that I came up with, that I decided on. So like, don't try to tell me to have a routine, because that's not going to work for me. But I tend to, I do thrive. I do much better, feeling more grounded when I have like a routine that I do. And so when somebody messes with that, Mother Nature, things just go a little wonky for me. But so I told you that we were going to talk about questions today and how that can help us in moments where we may be struggling to find the joy, feel the joy, all of that stuff. And it was such good timing for me to think about this topic this morning, because it's been a little hectic here this morning and there's been a lot going on. And one of the things for me, like that, that just very similar to that routine that I thrive on, I also tend to be very super positive about things, to the point of where I have expectations. And we've talked about this before, where the expectation is not the issue, it's the attachment to the outcome. And so when I get attached to the outcome of things, especially when I put in a ton of effort to something, I tend to feel very let down afterwards. And that is I've recognized about myself, is a huge thief of joy in my life. And so one of the tools that I have used when I feel like everything's sort of spiraling for me is to stop and ask myself questions. And because it can be really, I think a lot of people are like, well, look at the positive side of things. Well, sometimes the challenge is so great, or we feel like the challenge is so great, we're so overwhelmed with whatever we're going through, it can be hard for us to flip that switch, to go, okay, well, the positive thing about this is. And sometimes we don't want to do that either, because we feel like it's taking away from the very real emotion that we're experiencing, like the frustration or the anger or the sadness or whatever it is. And so one of the things for me that helps me be very in the moment and to get back on track with joy is to ask myself questions. I can give you guys a few examples of what I mean. So I have shared that I have struggled throughout my whole life with different chronic health issues. And one of those things that I experienced at one point was has been pain. Okay. So it can be a real challenge for people who are experiencing excruciating pain to go, there's joy here. Because I brought childbirth up another day this week, but when you're having a baby, it's kind of like you know that the baby's coming. It doesn't make the pain any less, boys and girls, but you know that there's like the baby's coming right on the other side of that. And so knowing that can help a little bit with the just knowing, at least knowing that it'll pass. I'm not saying it helps with the pain level in any kind of way, but just knowing that it's going to pass, because there's a baby coming, and then that's when the contractions and everything have stopped. So when I go through periods of time where I'm in a lot of pain, I ask myself, when I'm having trouble being joyful or whatever in the moment, or seeing the positive to it at all, I say to myself, okay, have you gotten through this before? Have you been through this before? Have you been through it before? Are you still here now? Yes, you are. Like, and so asking myself those questions keeps me like, it just, that those questions enables me to reflect on, I have survived every moment up until this point. I have gotten through this pain before. Again, does it make the pain go away? No, but it allows me to kind of foresee the other side of it. I'm going, look, you've been through it, you're going to get through it again, kind of thing. Let me head over to Brittany said, I always make jokes. It's just how I find joy in the hard time. Yeah, I mean, jokes are a great thing too, for sure. And staying positive. And as I'm talking about, asking myself questions, it just brings me back to where I'm at in the moment. And sometimes, like, I've had those times when the pain is so bad that there's no jokes to be found. So if I focus on like what's happening right now, and have I gotten through this before? Am I, where is the pain coming from? What is it trying to tell me? Those are other things that I've said to myself before. And so this morning, there is, it can also, let me preface this by saying, it can also remind us that we're doing everything we can do in the moment. I think sometimes those of us, especially that are fixers, and we're like, I just want this to be over right now, whatever challenge it is that we're going through, and we can't really see a way. Like, we're doing the best we can in the moment with what we have, the tools that we have to use. So this morning, excuse me, there was an incident that happened, and it was going back to, like, immediately going into asking those questions, like, is this what's going on? Where is it coming from? What is the challenge that we're having right now? And just asking those questions and coming back to, I'm literally doing everything that I know how to do right now. And that gives us a little bit of a boost of confidence in going, I'm doing okay. Again, I'm not saying that any of this is going to take away any pain or discomfort or whatever that you're experiencing. So some people might look at this and say, well, why bother then if it's not going to take it away? Because it can help keep us calm in the moment. And calmness breeds peace, and peace breeds joy. And again, it all feeds off of each other. So, and I think that why bother then is such a human thing for us, because we want to fix it. We want to make it better. We want to get through the discomfort as quick as possible. We don't try to rush through things that make us feel good. Last night on my way, by the way, you guys, if you didn't see it, make sure you go check that out. Clifford Starks was on the show. He was a former MMA fighter and now an entrepreneur, and helping other entrepreneurs in their businesses. And he was talking about that. We were talking for a minute about that, like, fast paced sort of thing that we see sometimes and why. And he was like, could you imagine like someone who was going to their favorite restaurant and they like sped there as fast as they could, they shoveled the food down and sped back home? You wouldn't see that. Why? Because they're enjoying it. So when we try to just sort of bypass these very challenging things that we go through because they're uncomfortable, because we don't like them, because they hurt. And I think it's normal for us to want to do that, but sometimes that process is necessary. I can't tell you why. That's a very individual experience. Sometimes that process is necessary to go through. I do know that in my life that trying to cut corners sometimes has caused more issues than good. That sometimes I just need to sit in things. One of the reasons that I struggle in my life today is because throughout my life, when something was wrong, I would go to the doctors and the doctors would give me a pill and I would take it, not being aware of the side effects, not being aware of how is this going to impact me long term. So now, unfortunately, I have issues throughout my body that were caused by that lack of sort of understanding or respect even for the medication. And there did the things in the moment take care of what was going on sometimes. But it was like, it was not thinking of like the long-term effects of it. Now, how I operate now when I go through different things is I allow myself to sit with it, and see, evaluate, talk to the pain, talk to the discomfort, talk to the symptom, check in with myself before I react or make a decision to do something that might just be a band-aid. And sometimes when I sit with it, it's just something that needed to process, that the body needed to process, that my emotions needed to process. And next thing you know, it's done. Like, it passes. It just needed that time. So when I stop and I ask myself questions, it helps me to slow down and not try to like push through everything so fast that I can't see in the joy in it, even if there was any to be seen to begin with. And it builds my confidence, lets me know I'm doing everything I can do right now. It reminds me that I've gotten through things before. And while it doesn't take away the pain, it of and I'm not even just talking about physical pain, like it doesn't take away the pain of frustration or anger or sadness or anything like that, but it brings me a sense of peace. And that peace for me, I know we talked about before on this show, what does joy look like for you? And peace is such a huge piece of that for so many people. Peace brings me an immense amount of joy. When I'm really overwhelmed, I ask people, like, just shh, please just stop. Like, don't speak, don't be loud, like bring your voice down. That is a quick way to my heart, by the way. If you sense that I'm overwhelmed, just take it down a notch and I'll be all right. I promise you, because that piece is such a huge space of joy for me. And again, I could be crying, I could be angry, because we talked about this before, that joy doesn't have to look like smiling and laughing and all that stuff. Joy could literally be anything if we choose it to be. So for me, that I could still be crying and angry and everything else, but being at peace with that sadness, anger, frustration, whatever it is, that challenge that I'm dealing with, is like everything. It's such a huge thing. So I've come on here every day this week and kind of started out, like, I didn't today, but up until this point had been saying, look, I'm just like, I'm standing for peace today. Like I'm bringing a calm vibe to the show this week, because I know so many people are going through a lot of shit right now. Big transitions, big crossroads in their lives. And I can't take it away. I can't take away their court dates. I can't take away their pain. I can't take away the struggles with their children or their spouse. I can't take the tumors out of their bodies. I can't make their heart pump correctly. I can't give them a job that they love. But what I can do, and I think this is such an underestimated thing, a gift that you can give people, is to create a sense of peace wherever you are, so that when they're around you, when you're with yourself, which is all the time, hopefully, it's just, we underestimate the value, the impact that has. Like you're giving such a gift just to create a space of peace, to bring it down a notch, to take a deep breath, to hold space. That's what I think so many people mean when they say I'm going to hold space for somebody, to hold space for people. That's how I do it with myself, is I create that space of peace and I ask myself those questions to bring me back to, you're fine. Everything is good. You've gotten through this before. You are a warrior. Thank you, Miss Brittany. And just bringing yourself back to that spot of, it's going to be good. I would love to be able to say, like, okay, you're going to do this one thing. Remember what we were talking about yesterday about profiting off of our brokenness. Okay. I would be a rich woman if I could be like, just ask yourself some questions and everything will be fine. You won't cry anymore. You won't be angry anymore. You'll be a Stepford wife. Like, it'll be great. You won't go through any challenges in your life anymore. Okay. I would love to be able to do that, but I can't. And no one can, truly. No one can do that. But you have the power and control to create a space of peace for yourself so that the challenges that you're going through don't overwhelm you to the point of where you just tap out completely and give up on life. I don't think that we should try to fast forward through the pain. Right? Yes, we'd be rich. That's what it would be. I don't think we should try to fast forward through life. And good morning, Mandy. It's good to see you this morning. Sometimes we have to just create that space of peace and process the pain and the discomfort and the disappointment and the sadness as it happens, and know that there's so much joy in that. Like, because you're strengthening yourself and you're learning, and like, one of the things I'm trying to say myself right now as I made a big mistake this morning, you guys. I made such a big mistake this morning. And that's where some of this conversation is tying in. I made a big mistake. And this is something that, like, I had been putting a lot of energy into. And this is like a switch in my language, by the way, from a few weeks ago when Nicole Magic was on my way. And because I like to say, oh, I worked so hard on that. Well, then it just doesn't feel as good. So I put a lot of energy. I chose to put a lot of energy behind a certain aspect of my life. And then a mistake happened. And I immediately, like, that initial reaction is like, what the hell? I put so much energy into this, and for what? Like, but then I immediately start asking myself those questions of like, okay, have you made mistakes before? Yes. Are you still alive? Yes. Is the world coming down around you? No. Are you good? Like, right? Like, are you breathing in this second? Yes. Is there a way to fix this? I don't know. But have you gotten through literally everything else in your life up until this point? Yes. Will you get through this too? Probably. You can't foreshadow in these questions, but it'll be okay. And just asking myself those questions brings me back to, like, okay, like, am I still disappointed? Yes. Am I still upset with the situation? Yes. Am I frustrated with myself? Yes. But I know I'm not broken. I know I'll get through this. I know that I'm literally doing the very best that I can, because me me putting energy into this and having that failure moment. I hope you guys got to see Miha Matlievsky on the Breakthrough Show last week. He's amazing because he's a fail coach and he talks about the importance of failure. Me putting energy into this area of my life and failing or making a mistake is better than me not putting the energy into it all and not learning the lessons and not moving forward. So it is what it is. So it's okay that I'm sitting here in this moment, literally frustrated with myself, but I'm using this as a catalyst to move forward. Lesson learned, done. Like, it's moving on. But I'm allowing myself to process it this morning. And that tool of asking myself these questions allows me to feel more peaceful about it in the moment, which brings me joy because it enables me to learn and be peaceful and grounded and all of those things. So I think so much of what we talk about on Project Joy, it seems real fluffy on the surface. Like, think positive, ask questions, you're whole, you are joy. You know, it seems fluffy on the surface, but man, choosing to be joy and live in joy is hard work. Like, it's literally a daily thing, like a moment to moment thing. And bitch, you're doing it. Like, you know, you're doing it for real. It's hard work, but you're doing it. And you're going to drop the ball and you're going to suck sometimes. And, you know, there's joy in that too, because we all do that. Mandy said, I just did this Sunday. Yes, we will get through it again. Thank you. Yes, everyone, you matter. You matter. You are whole. You are joy. The affirmative talk to yourself is another amazing tool in all of this. There's so many beautiful tools for joy that you can use. Brittany said, when I was younger, I was always told talking and answering myself was crazy, and yet here we are. It's true. And I use the excuse. So I am, you know, a homeschooling mom. So I constantly have parent teacher conferences. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm having parent teacher conferences over here. I'm having IEP meetings. I am having parent teacher conferences. I am having PPT meetings. I'm having PTO. I'm having all of the meetings over here. Okay. All right. That's what I'm doing. I don't know what y'all are doing, but I'm having PTO over here is what it is. Good morning, Mr. Jackson. It's good to see you today. So that's just a little short message today. Like I said, a shorter show today. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that specific tool of asking yourself questions to bring you back to center. Bring you back to that place of peace and knowing, like, give yourself that boost of confidence. Doing everything I can do right now. There's nothing else I need to do that is going to fix the situation. And you are whole. Remember that we talked about that yesterday. And that's it. This is why we are friends, because PTO meetings is what it is. You are not alone. You are not alone. So we're going to take a quick break, you guys, and we're going to be right back after this with our birthdays and whatnot for today. Let me know if anybody has birthdays today, and I'll be back with you in just a moment.
Imagine a world where every child gets a great education. Educating all children is the only way to end poverty. This is what the Weiss Scholarship Foundation is working to accomplish. Our 6 staff members, our mentors and coordinators, who are on the ground in Kenya, are totally engaged in every aspect of our students' lives, so we can give them every opportunity for success. In just a few short years, we have already awarded 141 scholarships. We send children to high school who would have never gone without our support. And then we help them go on to either university or vocational school. We have already scaled our holistic business model to 4 locations and are ready to scale it to many more. Today it's Kenya, but tomorrow it's more countries. Please contribute what you can today. You can make a one-time donation, a recurring donation, or choose to sponsor a child all on your own for all 4 years of high school for just $3,500. Go to our website, www.weisscholarshipfoundation.org.
Thanks for watching the Breakthrough Show Network. Today, we'd like to support our friend over at Nail Beauty by Brittany. Purchase your custom press-on Reiki-infused nails by visiting nailbeautybybrittany.com. Don't forget your discount by using the code BREAKTHROUGH. And now, back to the show.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2022. And we've been talking about asking yourself questions to bring you back to the center. Give yourself some peace, and that peace breeds joy. Listen, she always thinks the ocean view is the answer. We're talking about talking to yourself and answering yourself, and how that's not a sign of insanity. It is a parent-teacher conference. And so, my inner person like always thinks the ocean's the answer, cake is the answer. What else is the answer? Blasting Bohemian Rhapsody and singing at the top of your lungs is the answer. If you don't have a person like that inside you, I mean, just it's what it is. Make sure you guys go visit our friends over at White Scholarship Foundation, whitescholarshipfoundation.org, and then also go visit nailbeautybybrittany.com. Use the code BREAKTHROUGH, get yourself a discount and some beautiful nails while you're at it. Let's talk about birthdays today before we finish up the show. Lots of birthdays. All of my celebrity best friends, lots of birthdays happening. Okay. So Abby Lee Miller, you guys might know her from Dance Moms, the dance instructor. She has a birthday today. Singer Jason Derulo has a birthday today. Stephen King has a birthday today, and it's coming up on spooky season. Isn't that funny how close his birthday is to spooky season? Do you guys like Stephen King movies? Let me know. It is also Liam Gallagher's birthday from the band Oasis. It is actor Bill Murray's birthday. I love Bill Murray, from Ghostbusters to Stripes to Groundhog Day. I love some Bill Murray, let me tell you, all day long. Bill Murray's fantastic. Actor Dave Coulier, you might know him from Full House. He's also a comedian. Nicole Richie has a birthday today. Alfonso Ribeiro from The Fresh Prince played Carlton. He has a birthday today as well. Singer Faith Hill has a birthday today. Stage performer Billy Porter has a birthday today. Actor Luke Wilson has a birthday today. Look at how many birthdays, so many. Everybody was like, I want to be born on the 21st. Everybody has a birthday today. The celebrities in my life, we have a couple of Breakthrough alumni that have birthdays today. Sean Dahlke has a birthday today, who is the lead singer of Half Hearted. That was our headliner for the musical Evening of Giving last year. So happy birthday, Sean. My cousin, Joanne Zolt-Smith, has a birthday today. And also Christine Furtado, which she's a good friend of mine that I haven't talked to her in a long time, actually, but she used to be heavily involved with when I did my mom's group. For many of you that don't know, prior to the Breakthrough Show Network and all of this stuff that's happening now, I ran a community called the Moms Online Mastermind, and Christine used to come in and talk finances with our group often. And so I've known Christine for quite some time now. I started that group like 2016, 2015, maybe. So a long time ago. And so happy birthday to Christine as well. All right, let us get our birthday song on. Yes, I said cookie and I should have given a warning. And cake. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abby Lee Miller, Jason Derulo, Stephen King, Liam Gallagher, Bill Murray, Dave Coulier, Nicole Richie, Alfonso Rivero, Faith Hill, Billy Porter, Luke Williams, Sean Dahlke, Joanne So-Smith, and Christine Furtado. Happy birthday to you. just see Carlton doing his dance to that? I need to get a gif of that at the bottom of that video. It's happening. That now I've given myself something to do today. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And that was a lot of breath, by the way. I just want to say I almost made it to the end. I didn't take a big enough breath leading into that to get the entire list, but I had to do the last one on a final breath. It is what it is. I try so hard for you people. So I hope that you guys are set up to have a good day today. Let me know if you guys have anything cool going on the rest of the week and going into the weekend. Tonight, we have the replay of the Royal Council on Divine DNA with the Jacksons. Make sure you check it out, because if you missed it the first time, the Royal Council is discussing sex in relationships. So make sure you check that out. 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight, only on the Breakthrough Show Network. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we have an all-new episode of Learning in Silence with Juju and Mandy. And they're going to have a great show tomorrow talking about relationships. I hear the Jacksons are going to be guests tomorrow as well. They've got some other guests too, but make sure you check that out tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be a great show with Juju and Mandy as always. And then I'll be back for Project Joy tomorrow and Friday. And Friday, like I said, we have Tamia Montessori on the show. Tamia has been a past guest on the Breakthrough Show before, but she also, she is representing Hungary. And I have really enjoyed having past guests on the show before, or from before, back on for this series, because oftentimes we haven't really talked about their country before of origin. And so I'm excited to talk about her country, Hungary, tomorrow with Tamia. And no, you guys will be so proud of me. I refrained from because she started talking about food. And I refrained. You ready for the proudness to happen? I refrained from saying, "You must come hungry to Hungary." I did well, boys and girls. I stopped myself from going there. I did it. I'm so proud of myself. And then don't forget, the next Friday, we have Daria coming on as well, who is going to be representing Germany. And I'm really excited. Daria is such a light in this world, and I can't wait. I'm actually doing the recording with her tomorrow, but she'll be on the following Friday as well. So thank you for the round of applause. I refrained from being corny, is what I did. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Thank you for being here with us for another episode of Project Joy Live. And I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and every day. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Bye.
You've been tuned in to Project Joy Live with Jessica Dugas, your weekday morning talk show, inviting you to start your day with a triple shot of good vibes only on the Breakthrough Show Network. Binge all past episodes of Project Joy at projectjoypodcast.com. Until next time, help us spread the joy by sharing this episode, and we'll see you soon.